Hey everybody, let's make sure our volume is up so we can hear what's going on, and may want a highlighter. Okay, for test remediation, just let me describe to you how this works. We do the left side together, and everything that I write, you need to do it with me, and then on the right hand side, you're going to do the same thing, show the same amount of work. All right, so these were the most missed problems on the test. First question was, a rectangular singles tennis court measures 7x plus 8 in length and 2x plus 7 in width. Which expression represents the perimeter? Well, first is we need to know our shape. It's a rectangle. So we're going to draw our rectangle, and yes, I want you to do everything that I do. The length is 7x plus 8. The width is 2x plus 7. And in order to find the perimeter, we add up all the sides all the way around. So we're missing two sides. Well, with a rectangle, opposite sides are the same. So this side is 2x plus 7. And this side is the same as this side. It's 7x plus 8. Now we're going to combine like terms. So we've got 7x and 7x, 2x and 2x. So that's 7, 14, 16, 18x. And then we're going to combine our constants. So we've got an 8 and an 8 and a 7 and a 7. So that's 16 and 14, which is 30. So your answer is B. Okay, so what you do is you're going to pause the video, and you're going to pick out which one of these problems matches the problem about the rectangular tennis court. You're going to cut it out, you're going to glue it, and then you're going to work it out exactly like we worked it out here. All right? Okay, if you're listening, I want you to flip over to the back of this packet, and I want you to write, I'm listening. And then let's put a heart right here next to T1. All right. Second most missed question. This is actually a subtraction problem. We are still combining like terms. The trick is that the entire second part of this is in parentheses, which means I need to apply this subtraction sign. That is the same thing as multiplying this second parentheses by a -1. So -1 times 2x squared is negative 2x squared. -1 times -1x is a positive 1x. -1 times positive 1 is -1. So you can look at this as distributing a -1, or a lot of you just know that means all the signs in the parentheses change. So positive 2 becomes -2, a negative x becomes a positive x, and a positive 1 becomes a -1. Now I'm going to bring down the first parenthesis. And now I'm going to combine like terms. So I've got a 3x squared that is like my -2x squared. So when I combine those, I get a 1x squared. I've got a positive 2x and a positive 1x that go together to give me a positive 3x. And then my -1 doesn't have anything to combine with, so I just bring it down. So my answer is x squared plus 3x minus 1. Okie dokie. If you're listening, write your pet's name right here next to T2, and if you don't have a pet, you can write I do not have a pet. Then you're going to match up the problem from the first page that you cut out. You're going to glue that here, and you're going to work it out just like we worked this one out. Okay. All right. The sum of 3 consecutive odd integers is negative 81. So we're going to let our first integer be x. And if these are odd integers, then they're going to skip a number. They're going to actually go up by 2. So we actually, for our second integer, it's going to be x plus 2. And for my third integer, it's going to be x plus 4. And this is the sum of those, which means to add these together. So we've got an x plus an x plus 2 plus an x plus 4. The sum of these is negative 81. So now we're solving a multi-step equation. We need to combine like terms. We've got a 1x and a 1x and a 1x. That's 3x. We combine a positive 2 and a positive 4 to get a positive 6. Now it's a two-step equation. We're going to subtract 6 on both sides. This is negative 87. Then we're going to divide both sides by 3. That's going to be negative 29. Okay, now, here's what we've got to be careful about. This is my smallest integer. It's my first integer. It's x. So this is negative 29. If I want my second integer, I actually add 2. So I need to be careful. This is negative 29 plus 2. So this is actually negative 27 for my second integer. For my third integer, I go back to my first one and I add 4. So that's going to be negative 25. So my three integers are negative 29, negative 27, and negative 25. And the largest of those is negative 25. So you have to be very careful with your negative integers, because as you go up, notice the actual number here gets smaller. So this is the largest integer, whereas this is the smallest of the three. All right, if you're listening, write your mother or your father's first name right here next to T3, and then find the matching question, glue it down, and then show all your work. Okay, and the last one. Okay, the last one is a little long, so you might find that you need to maybe use the back of the sheet. The only way to do the last one is to actually, well, you could do it the long way, which would be to take a negative 4 and plug it in and see what makes it true, or you can solve each one of these. So I'm going to solve each one of these. So we've got, I'm going to go ahead and take my first step here. We're going to add 1 to both sides. So I have 1/2 x is greater than negative 2. I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. And I get x is greater than negative 4. Okay, I'm going to solve this one. I'll go ahead and take my first step to save room. I'm going to subtract 3. So I've got 1/5 x is less than or equal to negative 1. My second step is to multiply both sides by 5. So I get x is less than or equal to negative 5. Now we're going to subtract 7 on both sides for this one. So I have 3x is less than negative 12. I'm going to divide both sides by 3. And I get x is less than negative 4. And we're going to do our last one here. We're going to subtract 8 on both sides. Bring down your 5x. Bring down your inequality symbol. Negative 17 minus 8 is negative 25. Last step, we're going to divide both sides by 5. We get x is greater than or equal to negative 5. Okay, so the solution set, which contains the number negative 4. We've got to be very careful because this inequality says that the solution x is any number greater than negative 4. So this would not be the correct answer. This solution says any number that is less than or equal to negative 5. That does not include negative 4. So this is not the correct answer. This one is just like A. It says x can be anything less than negative 4. So that is not correct. This is the correct answer. X is greater than or equal to negative 5. And let's put that on the number line so that visually you can see why this solution contains the number negative 4. I'm just going to plot a couple points here. So we put a closed circle at negative 5, which means it includes negative 5. And we're shading greater than, so we're shading all the numbers to the right. So you can tell negative 4 is in the shaded area, so this solution contains negative 4. So the correct answer is D. All right. Let's go ahead and find the question that matches this. Make sure we're showing all our work. You'll have to work all 4 problems out, just like we worked them out here. And let's go ahead and draw a star right here. And right beside of the star, I want you to write down what color shirt you're wearing. All right. Y'all have a good night.